We back. Coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. We back, baby. We back. Stronger than ever. What up? Conscious Allah TV. Truth Vision. I like that. I like your name, Conscious Allah TV. I like that. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm happy you like it. I like your name. I like that. I really like that. Yeah. Yeah, where you from? Tell me where you from when you come in, everybody. Where you from, Conscious Allah TV? Where you living? You overseas or you in America? Where? St. Croix. Okay, cool. It's cool, man. I get emails and people leave comments from all over the place, worldwide. At this point, worldwide, man. Who would ever thought? Who would ever thought that would ever happen? People send me emails and leave comments all over the world. Who would ever thought that would happen, man? Man. They said we couldn't do it, man. They said, I remember when I first started this channel, people said I wouldn't get no views. People said that to me. There was a guy a couple days ago. Some guy is a troll. He was just trolling. He was like, he can't understand why I got over 21,000 subscribers. He said, my content is trash. I thought that was hilarious. So I said, if my content is trash, my goodness, what about the other channels online? Yeah, of course, it's haters. Yeah. This is why I told the person that left the comment, I told him, I said, I would challenge you, start your own channel and see how it goes. I thought that was hilarious. Really. But hey, if you don't have any haters, you're not going hard enough. If you don't have any haters. Yeah, they hate you because they ain't you. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I've been pretty much dealing with that all my life. Because I'm not I don't follow the crowd. I don't follow the crowd. I don't I'm a free thinker. So whenever you're a free thinker, you're gonna run into people that's gonna challenge you from time to time. That's just how that is. That's just how that is. See, there's a catch-22 when it comes to this. If you're average, I'm talking black male here. If you're a black male in America, see, if you're average, you're almost invisible in this society. If you're an average black male in this society, you're almost invisible, really. And nobody's gonna pay attention to you. Very little. They might not even ask you your name. They'll walk past you every day and never ask you your name at work. wherever you be at, wherever you spend most of your time at, they'll walk past you for years, never ask you your name. But if you say, hey, I'm tired of being average, I'm gonna do something outside the box. And then when you do something outside the box, they got a problem with that. Most people are gonna have a problem with that. But then you're gonna have a small percentage of the people that's gonna be a little bit curious than the rest of the people. And that's how that is. That's how it is. So as long as you stay in the box, oh, no problem. You live a happy, boring life, mediocre. You get passed over. You get by just having enough. Then you go back and tell your friends and family. They won't care. They'll just say something to you so you can buzz off. I've been through all of that. They'll basically, if you go back to your friends and family, they'll tell you the same thing that somebody told you 20 years ago. And that don't work. This is, it's like that. But if they see you doing something that's outside the box, something that they probably wanted to do, but just didn't have the balls to do it, they'll say, ain't gonna work, man. You wasting your time, man. You sure about that? They'll have all these doubts. They won't really support you. And if you ask them why they won't support you, they don't really have an answer. I got a question. Is Robert Greene books good when it comes to women? I would say yeah. Especially the last book. Yeah. Robert Greene, I have to give it to him. The last book, he really let it all hang out on the last book. I gotta give it to him. And I'm not a big fan of most writers. I think most writers can be misleading, especially in the personal development realm. I think most writers can be very misleading. Most writers basically just regurgitating stuff that from the older books, 50 to 100-year-old books. They're basically just regurgitating same stuff over and over. You gotta have more confidence. You gotta believe. Whatever the mind believes, you can achieve. It's the same old crap from 150 to 100 years ago. It's that if The Secret, the same thing. It's like, okay, if you believe strongly in something, and if you have that thought in your mind long enough, it's gonna happen for you. It's the same thing. They don't tell you what to do though. See, that's the thing. They'll tell you how you're supposed to think, and they'll give you all this, everything in between, but no action. That's the thing. They'll go on stage, they'll do a presentation, jumping up and down, get the crowd all hyped up. He jumping up and down on the microphone with the suit on and everything. Or maybe he might have some sweats on. Say he might be Tony Robbins. He jumping up and down in the crowd, bouncing up and down. He got them all hyped up like he had a rap concert or something like that. And when them people leave, they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna change. When they go back home, they're gonna go and hang around the same old lame Sorry, people. They've been hanging around the whole time. That's why they're not going to do anything. That tells you that the troll has no life. He needs to go back into his mother's basement. Exactly. I told the troll, I said, hey, I was talking about you in the video earlier. Because I was telling him in the video, I was saying, hey, I've never left a negative comment on anybody's video. Like, and never in my life have I done that. Because I just don't have time to be leaving negative comments. If I don't like what somebody's saying, I'm out of there. I'll just move on. I don't have time to leave negative comments on nobody's video. I've never, ever done that in my life. You got a cop. Yeah, go get my book, man. You like it. Hey, how are you, my brother? What up, Dennis? I try to be a real dude. I try to be as real as I can. So, hey, like the video. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. You and Tony, I should do it one-on-one. Oh, no, I'm not going on there, man. I'm not going on there with that dude. Hey, that's that crazy dude. No, I'm not. No way. Is your book audio book? No, I don't have audio book. Nah, I just have it in paperback and ebook. That's all. Gary V. I met Gary V a long time ago. He's official. He's official. I got to give it to him. No, he's official. I got to give it to him. You know, it aren't too many people that I've met in person on off of YouTube or just off online. Period. And when I met them in person, it was like they're like a different person. It's like they have an online persona, and if you meet them offline, it's like they're socially awkward. I call these people social retards, where it's like they've been online for so long. It's like they don't even know how to act when you meet them in person. They social retards out here. They keyboard gangsters. It's like you know, I met hundreds of people, probably thousands by now. Where I seen them online. Man, they could have had a blog or a video or on Facebook or MySpace or Black Planet or Plenty of Fish. All these sites over the past 15 years now. So I'm like, hey, I think this person would be cool to meet in person. I think I want to get to know this person much better. And man, when I met them in person, I'm like, oh man. it's like there's a disconnect. So you kind of it's kind of like they've been putting on a show the whole time. And I even had one person, she was a woman at the time. I'm not going to call the name. If I call the name, y'all know what I'm talking about. When she turned the camera on, she automatically snapped. Like she get into character as soon as the camera comes on. I'm like, whoa. I said, you're a little different. A lot of entertainers are like this. So I basically narrowed it down. She's just like an entertainer, basically. And so, if that's how it is, that's how it is. But I'm not like that. I mean, what you see is what you're gonna get in person. Actually, you know what? In person, I'm kind of more open in person. If you meet me, I'm kind of more open in person. Online, like doing these live videos, I'm kind of reserved. Are you doing any giveaway on your book? They gang banging on the keyboard. You talking about the upcoming book or the books I already have out already? Conscious Allah TV. I've done giveaways on the books that I have out already. I've done that a long time, a couple months ago. I hate Twitter and Facebook. Why black women can't watch Talking Dirty After Dark with a good black man? I don't know. Where can I get your book? You get it on Amazon. Amazon.com. Matter of fact, I'll drop a link in here real quick. You can even get it in paperback or ebook. Here's the link. Soul is King. That's the link. Martin Lawrence talking there. Nah, I'm not dropping no names. nah, nah. I don't want to put her out there because she hasn't done anything. She's been pretty nice. I feel like she's a nice person, but she just don't have the best personality. That's what I would say about her. She tries. She's still learning. That's what I would say about her. You know, books you already have out. Yeah, I got 2 books out already. Yeah, one book is called Love Can't Wait, and the first book I came out with is a chicken's guide to having women beg for you, sex, lust, and lies. If you click on that link, you see it. It'll take you to Amazon. Hey, better late than never, man. What up, Donald? The Coons versus Trolls is like the Matrix, red pill and the blue pill. Yeah, it's like in the Matrix where where the agent Mr. Smith could turn into anybody at any given time. So that's how it is. How much books you got already? Just two paperback, and a bunch of ebooks I wrote before paperbacks. What up? What up? DJ Shady. A good see, you gotta what Dennis, what's a good black man? That's the thing. How you publish books? I'm trying to do that myself. Well, man, there's a lot of places. There's a lot of independent publishing platforms you can use today. There's a lot of them. There's one is CreateSpace. That's the one that I use, but there's a lot of other ones that's popping up. That's popped up since I got started. There's a new one that's I can't remember off the top of my head. You know, well, if you send me a email or comment afterwards, I'll send the website over to you. But there's a lot of them out here now, man. A lot of services out here now compared to when I published my first book. I didn't even plan on publishing a paperback book. That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Only reason I published is because people were asking for it. People wanted me to publish. There was a demand for it. That's the only reason. That's one of the main reasons why I did what I did. So, a good black man is a man that does everything a woman tells him what to do. Okay, so. Nah, no movies for me. No, I never thought about being an actor. No, never thought about going to Hollywood. Booker T. Getting women is much like trying to get a job. It's like going on interview after interview. I disagree with that, Booker T. Nah, I think getting an interview is very, very difficult. Getting an interview is very difficult for me. I get interviews, but if I compare that to a woman, no, getting interviews is way tougher. You got to get you got to get your resume past the spam filter, past the filters before you even get a phone call. I mean, you might meet a woman at Target or at the gas station, at the grocery store, at Walmart, at the wine bar, at the party. So it's like there's no software in between you and the woman. It's just you got direct access to talk to her. So when it comes to getting an interview, you got to get past the filters. Then once your resume get in the hands of your resume gonna be in stacks of resumes that some human being is gonna look at and decide which person they want to call. So you got what 2 steps before your resume gets seen by a real person. So yeah, getting a job is not easy, in my opinion, especially if you don't know anybody. Especially if you're starting from scratch in a new place, new city. Even if you left a city for a while and you come back, essentially you're still starting all over again. Just like me right now. I just moved back to Charlotte. I'm starting all over again, even though I lived here for 11 years before I left. I mean, yeah, I know people that live here, but okay, that helps in some ways or whatever, but ultimately I have to get my own life in order. Really. Why should we do a one-on-one, Dennis? Why? Are there any really good cats out here like before? What do you mean? Conscious all our TV. What do you mean good cats like what? When it comes to what? Yeah, getting a woman is much easier than getting a job. I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of good women out here, man. You just don't see them. That's the problem. The best women are not on television. They're not out and about all the time. The best women don't come out very often. You want to know why? Because they're home taking care of their family. They don't got time to be out in the streets all the time like these other groups of women. They're home taking care of their family. They don't got time to be out in the street, out in the mall all the time. What you see on TV, you have it's a bunch of immigrants that come over here from other countries. They might be first generation, or maybe they might just got here a couple of years ago. That's what you see on television for the most part. A lot of these people are not from here. That's why they be talking crazy. Got a bunch of Cardi B's on television, man, with that mindset that they got. They're not from here, man. They don't care nothing about what's going on over here. You can't relate to them. I can't relate to them either. The secret to passing the interview is lying on your resume. I tell you what, if you're gonna lie on your resume, you better be able to cover it up, or at least back it up. That's what I would say about that. I said that because I think many of the principles to getting a job is the same in dating. No, not really, Booker T, because an interview is just a one-time thing. Like dating women or being in a relationship with a woman, that's an ongoing thing. And see, the longer you're in a relationship with somebody, there's a point you're probably gonna have to reinvent yourself at some point. Cardi B got robbed. Who cares? Who cares? Like the video. We got all pulling all the string, not trying. Who cares, man? They say women do the choosing. But you know what? Guys make the final decision. Think about that. Women do the choosing. I agree. But guys make the final decision. What up, Anthony? The best women don't be on social media often. Yeah, the best women don't be on social media because they don't have time to be on social media. They ain't got time. I know some women, they're not on social media at all. Why do you think that is? because they don't have time to be on social media. They taking care of their family. That's what they're doing. And I don't have time. On social media? What are you on Facebook for? For what? I'm not even on Facebook often. If I'm on Facebook, there's a reason why I'm on there. And it's not just for likes and shares. I'm talking about why women choose men, Anthony. Getting a job and keeping one are two different things. People set traps for you in the job if they are threatened by you. That being said, better people are scared of you. Yeah, they do that on jobs. They do set traps for you, set you up to fail. That does happen if they're threatened by you. They think you gonna move up and take their jobs. There's some people that does happen. That happens a lot. So if you work a lot of these jobs, you can't be so overly aggressive. That's what I would say. That does happen. And a lot of people get fired because of it. I've gotten fired because of that in the past. Because I didn't know that was going on. You know, if you're overly aggressive on a lot of these jobs, oh man, people start getting nervous. If you're overly aggressive doing an interview, they won't even hire you. They thinking that, hey, you got to think about a lot of these people had the same job for 5, 10, 15 years. They've been basically BSing their way at these jobs, not doing anything productive, just basically stealing money, stealing company money, not being productive at all. So they've been milking it for years. And now this new young hotshot coming up in there talking about how he got all these creative ways and of doing things and how he's such an asset to the company. I'd be looking like, what? They're not even thinking like that. They're trying to keep their job as long as they can. You know, Facebook was born. Yeah, Facebook's not bored. Not for everybody, Anthony. Some people love it. They love the attention that they get on there. And you got to keep in mind, there's no such thing as too much attention when it comes to women. I gotta learn, men are the player, women are the game. That shit women choose. That's what happens in a bad economy. All kind of thing happens in a bad economy. Even in good economies, stuff happens, positive and negative. Yeah, the thing is though, they say women do the choosing, men make the final decision. But you always have to ask yourself this: why do women choose certain men? And of course, this is going to vary from man to man. And the reason why I say that is because I've met, at this point, every type of woman you could probably imagine and think of at this point, from the corporate woman all the way down to the girl on the corner and everything else in between. At this point, I've met every type of woman you can probably think of. So whenever I meet a woman, in my mind, I'm thinking, why is she even giving me the time of the day? Why she even approached me in the first place? And what's her intent? It's like, okay, so when if by chance we leave the building and I get her phone number, we exchange phone numbers. What's her intent behind exchanging information, exchanging phone numbers? Do she want to have a good time? She want to smash? Can she see me as relationship material, potentially relationship material, or just a one time smash and that's it, or ongoing, or maybe short term booty call situation? You know, because I've met some women in the past that have told me that, hey, I just wanted to get it on with you for one night, and that's it. They actually said this like weeks later. They actually said this. Like, I actually had a woman that actually said, hey, I didn't think we was gonna be talking to each other for months, weeks and months. I just wanted to get it on with you one time, and that's it. Oh, you got fired, Walmart. There was a scene in the movie called The Mac in the Pool Room where one of the hoes came up, Goldie. She said to him, I choose you. What's your take on that scene? Man, the Mac. I've never seen. Man, I saw the Mac one time. Talking about when he said, you talking about when he was in the room with the other woman? Oh, you talking about when he was in the pool room? Man, I don't remember that scene, Anthony. I only seen the Mac one time. This was a long time ago. Did we get it? Yeah, we got it on. We got it on like 3 times. Yeah, we smashed like 3 times. But see, sometimes some guys will say, women want this, women want a guy for relationship, women want a guy for sex. Sometimes they want a guy for both sex and the relationship. Sometimes it ain't just one thing they want from a guy. They want both. They want it all. But a lot of times, there's some guys, some women know that are not going to be able to live up to their expectations. So what a lot of women will do is they'll settle. They'll settle with the guy that's a good provider. But he might not be satisfying her in the sack. That's the thing. So he might have, he's a good provider, but in the sack, he's whack. So what happens is 2 things is gonna usually happen. Either she's gonna go without the good sex, or she's gonna create opportunities to get out. That's what usually happens. And a lot of these women are great actors. Oh man. I mean, I know women that's been with guys for 10, 20, 30 years. Had kids with them and everything. I mean, it's all an act. And I can see it. I can see that it's an act. And a lot of these women, they won't step out. They won't. But the majority of them will at some point. But it's not going to be so obvious. It's going to be like when she's on vacation, when she's at the class reunion, high school class reunion, when she's traveling for a job, something like that. See, the job, a lot of guys don't think that the job is the job is really a playground. It goes down on the job. A lot of people don't think like that. It goes down on the job. They say it goes down in the DM, right? But it goes down on the job. It goes down in the DM. It don't. It goes down on the job. She wanted to taste your popsicle. I guess so. It's the scene where one pimp tells the other, "Hey, you know the name of the game. That bitch." That's the scene that he was in the room. Manuel. I remember that scene. But Anthony was talking about the scene where he was in the pool room. That's when the guy walked in the room, and the pimp just got finished smashing his wife. I think that was his wife, if I'm not mistaken. I remember that scene. He was gambling in the pool, playing dice. Pretty Tony got mad because his whore chose Goldie. Oh shit, I don't know, man. But even if you're a woman chooses another guy just for one night, it's like it's nothing you can really do about it. Think about it. If you're not the best she's ever had, then she's definitely going to cheat on you with other men, and you won't be getting any sex on the regular. Well, Manuel, you're right about that. That's a good point. Because what happens, it's kind of a catch-22. The more partners a woman has had, it's kind of like the idea where you can't miss what you never had. So the more partners, the more guys she slept with before you, especially if it was good. I'm talking bone-crushing sex, where she got the guy that made her holler, moan, and scream and yell. And if she leaves that guy for whatever reason, they just don't get together anymore. Regardless of the relationship they had. But let's say she don't have any contact with him no more. That woman is always going to crave good sex. So if you're her boyfriend or her husband, and women compare guys, they do, even if they say they don't. That's a lie. So if you can't live up to that expectations that she had in the past, she's probably gonna cheat on you. No, I agree with that. I agree with that, Manuel. I agree with that. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not right either. But that's how it is. That's how it's not fair and it's not right, but that's how it is. You know, that's just, you know, hey man, you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. How you know when they're acting, women are good actors? You gotta pay attention. You gotta trust your intuition. Conscious Allah TV when it comes to that, and if her nipples is not hard, she's faking. And you gotta pay attention to her body language. Her nipples, if her nipples is not hard, she's faking. And if you pay attention to her body language and pay attention and trust your intuition, that's how you tell. Yeah, we're talking about the Mac. Giving females too much attention makes them run away. Oh no. Well, it depends on what context you're talking about, DJ Shady. It depends on what context you're talking. If she's feeling you, it ain't no such thing as too much attention if she's feeling you. But if you call her all the time and text her all the time, well, yeah, that could be a turn off. You let her do the chasing. And when she comes to you, that's when you give her a lot of attention. When she comes to you. But if you consistently doing all the chasing, well, yeah, that's going to turn any woman off after a while. My friend married a stripper and he takes care of all the bills. Well, she don't make that much. How much money she make, Anthony? The strippers, they turn tricks. I guess. I guess you don't want her to do nothing strange for a piece of change. Just stay on the pole, but don't go home with nobody after the club closed. Even if you are the best, there's no guarantee. Well, there ain't no guarantee. KTMPL. There's no guarantees. Only guarantees that you're gonna die one day. That's it. Referencing the mag, it's easy to control the body, but a woman's mind is where it's at. No doubt about it. Because wherever the mind goes, the body tends to follow. So if you can get a woman's mind, it's a wrap. That's how that goes. And that should be your goal. Hey man, it is what it is. But you can, there's a lot of, one of the best ways to do that is through sex. One of the best ways to get a woman's mind is through sex. You go through the vagina to get to her heart. That's the best way to do it. But there's a catch-22 to that too. You have to be the right guy to do that. To go through her vagina to get to her heart. You have to have the right intent, the right spirit, and the right amount of energy. And if you don't have the right intent, don't have the right spirit, don't have the right energy, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna be just a good smash. That's all. What's your take on the woman that cheated on her husband with an NFL player? The husband is suing the football player for messing his marriage up. Who you talking about? You talking about my man from Philly? Uh, uh, I think I know who you talking about. The dude that played for the Eagles. Yeah, in North Carolina, you can sue. You can do that in a lot of states now. The husband can sue the guy that had the wife had an affair with. So yeah, that you can do that in a lot of states now. Being a confident leader will make women follow, no doubt. She is an ex-stripper. She might be an ex-stripper, but she still got that same stripper mentality, Anthony. She still got that same mentality though. They they don't turn it off. They might not be on the pole no more, but that mentality is there. It ain't going nowhere. Because once these women get on that pole and get in that strip club for years, they don't change. Their mentality doesn't change because they don't see guys. They'll never see guys the same. It's like they're like programmed for life. I mean, I don't know one stripper that stopped stripping that don't have that stripper mentality. I have never met one. There might be out there. There might be out there. I haven't met one stripper that's an ex stripper that have a different mentality because she stopped stripping. I ain't met none. I haven't met them. I wish I would meet an ex stripper that had a different mentality, but I haven't met one yet. I'm still waiting. Can we leave the Mac in the 70s? It's 2009. Yeah, the Mac was really a bad representation of that whole scene was really a bad representation, really. The Mac was a bad representation of the pimp game, everything. Really. I mean, it's like it just was a bad representation. Just all the way around, really. You mess up with a woman and she's still around talking. Can you still get her on? Or you been friend zone? If you mess up with a woman, she's still around talking. Can you still? I don't know, Conscious on TV. That depends. That depends on how she see you. That depends on how she sees you. Her perception of you. And it depends on what happened too. In the end of the day, women don't care about you anyway. Well, women are taught to look out for themselves. But I'm not gonna say that, Keith. I'm gonna say there's always an exception to the rule. Because there's some riders out here. There's some ride or die women out here. Not many, as it used to be, but there's some ride or die women out here. There's some women that actually they ride or die. I know a lot of them. They ride or die. So there's always an exception to the rule, Keith. Sexual decline is inevitable in a long-term relationship, though. What you say? Sexual decline. I'd say it depends, Hill S. It depends on the people that's involved. That's what I would say. Because I've been in long-term relationship, and sex wasn't a problem. Sex wasn't a problem. Really, it just depends on a lot of that. Hey, Hill S. A lot of that depends on what type of guy you are. It depends on what type of guy you are. It depends on why you got in a relationship with her and how it got started. So that's and that's what that's what it is. A lot of those actors were real pimps. Yeah, I've heard that. A lot of those actors were real pimps, but a lot of those actors were sniffing coke. So it doesn't matter. They were getting high on the set. Everybody, even the director, everybody was getting high. So that's why I said it was a bad representation of the pimp game, and everything was about it was just bad. Or hit the like button. Let's see. Superfly was better as well. Why did die? American women don't know about taking care of their men. A lot of them don't. A lot of women don't have a concept of what support really means. Support to most women, that means paying a bill. They don't have a concept of what support really means. That's something that has to be taught. You can't, out here, a lot of people are just guessing. They're not even asking for advice or asking for anything. People are just guessing out here today. They don't fellowship. They don't. People just fall on what everybody else is doing, regardless if it works or not. Yeah, you got to put yourself first. No doubt about it. So far, the women I've been fucking with have been more real than a lot of these niggas out here. Well, Bravo, it's kind of like this. Most guys that hang around you, it's kind of like, most guys kind of look at it like, well, what reason do I have to hang around this guy? That's where it's like, what I'm getting out of this relationship with this guy. So that's where that comes from, Bravo. It's kind of like, that's why it's a different dynamic, you being friends with a woman versus being friends with a guy. It's like, a lot of guys think like this. A lot of guys think like, well, I can't get nothing from this guy. Why should I get close to him? I mean, it's like, it's a different dynamic. So that's where a lot of that comes from. I'll be honest, I have no options when it comes to women. Most women that I know are fucking around with at least 3 guys. Yeah, most women are. Yeah, I would say most women have at least 2 to 3 guys on average. I would agree with that, Keith. So that means that you're always going to be in competition if you're talking to the average woman out here. So we're talking the average woman out here. We're not talking the cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to think about. The average woman they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to guys. They don't understand guys. They don't really know anything about a guy. The women that do understand guys, they're like the cream of the crop. They're damn near taken. I have a question. I see you have a lot of experience with women. Have you had any monogamous relationships? And what was the cause of the breakup? Cause of the breakup? Yeah, I've had monogamous relationships. Um, a lot of times, man, it was just time. Um, but when I was younger, I was moving around a lot. I was traveling a lot. So that was mostly the cause of the breakup. It wasn't like a beef or anything like that. A lot of times I was moving a lot and the women I was talking to, they went to college, went off to college. It was like that type of deal. It wasn't like we had a I think I had one nasty breakup like that where it's like we just had beef. But other than that, it was mostly the women they went off to college or they just moved for a job or something like that. And we just kept it moving just like that. But those women that went off to college or went moved for a job, we're still cool to this day. So that's what usually happens. I mean, it's kind of like sometimes people just grow. We're moving in different. Some people moving in different directions. They want to go into that direction, and I don't really want to go into that direction. So it's kind of like that, Anthony. That's pretty much been my experience. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens with me. That's pretty much what happened with me, man. Really. Especially when I was in the military. Because when you're in the military, when it's time to go, it's time to go. So it's kind of like, hey, you know what? I don't know what else to say. That's where nature, even married women, that's their nature, even married women. Frank T. Bad, Pelican was advice that actually can be applied to other areas of life because skirt chasing the pussy wasn't good no more. Nah, it wasn't. It wasn't the sex. Nah, the sex didn't really have anything to do with it. It's kind of like sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Well, Keith, you was alone when you came in the world. You can have friends, but you can have a bunch of associates. But you know, friends is a very. I use friends very lightly. I use that word very lightly. You know, I have no social proof. Well, I mean, what social proof do you need, Keith? You gotta make it interesting. That's why the pussy wasn't good no more. Well, no, it wasn't really about that, Bravo. It wasn't really about the sex. Sometimes you got to put business before pleasure. That's what I'm. That's the point I was trying to make. Sometimes it's not about the sex. Sometimes you got to put business before pleasure. Men in the military always have to deal with cheating wives. Yeah, a lot of them do. But a lot of those guys signed up for that, though. Just like the women, they signed up for it too. It's like women have to deal with cheating husbands and men have to deal with cheating wives. So they signed up for that. So it is what it is. That's how swinging came about. At least that's one of the areas where swinging came about in the military. This was years ago. So, because when guys go on the ships or go off on duty for months and years, over at least a year. If you're in the Army, it's at least a year. If you're Navy, it could be months or it could be over a year and a half. So if you stay away from a woman that long, she's on base, could have kids, could not. A lot of guys would say, hey, I'd rather you sleep with my buddy than sleep with a guy that I don't know. And that's how swinging got started. Just like that. You know, a lot of that's how it started in the military. I don't know how it got started in these other areas. Like a group of 5 to 6 people. All you need is 2 to 5 people, Keith. That's all you really need. All you need is 2 to 5 people. That's all you're gonna have anyway. Once everything's said and done, all you're gonna have 2 to 5 people once you're on your deathbed. Some of your family might be there, some of them probably won't. But outside of your family, you're gonna have 2 to 5 people. That's it. All these people you met for all these years you've been living, they're not gonna be there, Keith. Think about that. You travel all over the country, Keith. You probably travel all over the world by the time you 70, 80 years old. You might have met thousands of people, but only 2 to 5 people at your deathbed, wherever you're in the hospital or hospice or wherever. So now you sit back, you be like, God damn, I done met all these damn people, wasting my damn time thinking about how they felt about me and all this crap. And they didn't give me a phone call. I can't get a phone call. That Chuck shit is crazy. Nah, that's not crazy, Boogie T. That's reality. When they leave, if you stay away from your wife for months and months on a time, it's temptation all around on the base and off the base. Especially if she live in her country or in her town, her city, especially if she's familiar with people. That's just reality. That ain't crazy. Women love sex just as much as guys do. That's the thing. That's the thing that a lot of guys can't wrap their mind around. Women love sex just as much as guys. 10x. That's reality. I mean, you don't have to like it, but you shouldn't be delusional about it. Don't walk around acting like women are nuns or I don't know. I don't know how a lot of guys be thinking these days. And they give their wives a license to cheat. Yeah, they give their wives a license to cheat. They don't necessarily verbally say it though to the wife. You know, but they They know what time it is. It's like a kind of like a what you call it a non-verbal code for cheating. It's best to let go and move forward. If you don't, you will miss out on opportunities the universe has for you. You can get hindered in a relationship if it isn't moving forward. My family don't care about me. The cowards, when shit gets real, they don't pick up the phone. Hey man, sometimes families can be the worst. No lie, I'm trying to graduate from what university? I want abundance of women, whatever. Being intimate, how do I achieve that? You shouldn't be thinking about women. You should be thinking about graduating first, getting your life in order first. And once that happens, the women will come by default. Conscious Allah. I listened to one of your old podcasts on Japanese women, and it seems like it's too much work to deal with. Yeah, a lot of these other groups of women, Anthony, they're not better. They're not better. They're worse than women that live in America. So a lot of people think that the grass is green on the other side. No, it's just a different type of grass. No, these other groups of women are worse. These other groups of women that they get that even just to be in a relationship with a lot of these other groups of women outside of America is very difficult. It's very difficult, especially if you're not Caucasian. It even gets more difficult if you're a black male. Oh man, you got to jump through all kind of hoops. The parents have to like you, and oh man, all this nonsense. I'm like, Jesus Christ. The parents act like you taking the daughter from them or something. That's how they think. They've been raised to be that way. But I'm like, this is crazy. You'd be better off having an arranged marriage with these women outside of America. Yeah, I'm serious when I say that. You'd be better off having an arranged marriage. Because at least y'all know where each other stand if it's an arranged marriage. If it's the traditional marriage, if she come over here from someplace and y'all get married, like the traditional westernized marriage, there's a lot of things against that marriage to fail. Because number one, she ain't used to being in a marriage like that. So you basically have to teach her a whole new way of being in a marriage, and she already have the way of how marriage should be done in her culture, and y'all gonna clash with different beliefs, different principles, different ideas, and everything, man. That's why that's why the marriages fail. Oh, Pimp University. That's funny. Yeah, a contract. Hot women only want men with money. Uh That's it's not a absolute. It's not 100%, D'Angelo. I mean, if she wants you to be a sugar daddy, a trick, maybe so. But I've gotten with hot women and I smash. And I didn't have to pay nothing. Now, it depends on how you approach her and how she see you, D'Angelo. This is why you have to realize, you have to figure out why the woman chose you. And P.S. and by the way, if a woman choosing up on you, you can say no. You can move on. You don't have to take the offer. You can move on. You can say, I ain't down with this. It's some women I've talked to for like once or twice, and I've never talked to them again because I went down with what she was talking about. Yeah, I don't be spending really be spending a lot of money like that. Never have on women like that. Never have. I never had to. Nobody ever told me I had to. I mean, I've seen a lot of guys trick off, but I think most guys are lazy when it comes to that. And I've heard guys actually said this. They said the reason why they trick off because they don't got time to talk. So I'm like, well, you just lazy then. That's all. I'm not doing that shit. Before my cousin joined the army, he dumped his girlfriend so he wouldn't have to deal with what she was doing. Yeah. Barcelona, Spain, 5 years, women are worse in Europe than America. Yeah, in America has the best women. This might be hard for some guys to believe, but around, if you travel around the world, you're gonna see that in South. When I say America, I'm talking North and South America. It's the best women here. Yeah, these other just quality. These other places, a lot of these women have psychological problems. Now they might look good, but boy, when you start talking to her and get to know her, you be like, you have psychological problems. It's like now some people say, well, in America, these women are overweight. Yeah, because they can afford to be overweight. That's the difference. In these other countries, they can't afford to be overweight. That's the difference. And being overweight in some of these other countries is you get shamed. They look down upon a lot of those women. You got to have money to be fat in some of these other countries. In America, it's fast food spots everywhere. cheap food. So that's the difference. Yeah, that's why some of those same women that come from these other countries, they'll come here and they'll get fat because it's cheap. It's cheap to eat over here. You can eat as much as you want over here for cheap and get fat as a result. Compared to these other countries, it's how you carry yourself. Some men have no self confidence, and it shows with women. Yeah, confidence does matter big time. A lot of men screw a girl they don't like, so their other male friends won't make fun of them. or call them gay. Yeah, you talking about peer pressure, Manuel. Yeah, that does happen. That happened with younger guys though. That doesn't happen when when guys in the 30s and 40s, that doesn't happen very often. But guys in the 20s or teenagers, yeah, that happens. The peer pressure. America has the most variety of women to choose from. You can't find every culture here. You can find every culture here. Yeah, Booker T, that's about right. It's like the best women are in North and South America, man. You're not gonna find. I'll tell you, these other groups of women in these other countries, they have serious issues, man. Psychological issues and all kind of problems. And depending on where you go, I mean, there's a drug epidemic in a lot of these other places too, man. All across the UK, Europe, and all these places, man. Parts of Asia. The drug epidemic is real out here, man. I'm telling you, especially in Europe. Oh my God. And the diseases in Europe, man, any place where there's a bunch of drugs going on, drug usage, there's a bunch of HIV cases out there and AIDS cases out there. Facts. You can check that. You don't have to believe me. Most women in America are out of their minds as well. Yeah, of course they're out of their minds. They look at television all day, 7 days a week. That makes sense. You look at the television long enough, you look at the movies long enough, you're gonna become brainwashed. You can't compete with Time Warner Television, Comcast. So if you meet a woman and if you meet a woman and she tells you she look at television all the time, oh, you already know what you're gonna get. You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some of that same crap, that garbage she's looking at on television. You're gonna get the same thing. If she tell you she look at these reality shows, you already know what time it is. But a lot of guys kind of like let things fly because she's attractive, or he likes her, or they start having sex together. And that's where a lot of guys get caught up at. Like fat broads. Apple Mac in the house. I don't do the fat broads. I tried that. They say don't knock it until you tried it. I tried it. I ain't like it. I'm going to the Dominican Republic this year. Have you ever been there? Nah, I never been to Dominican. I never been to the DR. I don't really. I'm not in a hurry to go, to be honest. I'm not trying to trick off. That's where a lot of those guys. That's like the trick off spot, from what I've been hearing. Plus, I don't go anywhere just for the women. If I go any places, I go there because I want to go there, not just for women. And that's all I've been hearing. Everyone is just talking about how the women are, and I'm like, well, if that's the highlight of visiting, I don't want to go. If that's the case, that's all I've been hearing about the Dominican Republic. The women, the women, the women. That's all the guys talk. That's all they talk about. They don't talk about anything else. So I'm like, well, shit, that's just a place. That's kind of like Thailand. Then you go there to trick off. I'm like, okay, so I'm like, I'm not going there then if that's the case. That's like going to Vegas, from what I've been told. I've never been to Vegas, but I've been told Vegas is very similar to that. The price is just higher. I tried to take a chick to go see the movie Us and ended up cooking. We didn't go. She wanted to chill because I'm the entertainment. Well, that's good, man. I guess, maybe you want to go see the movie. I guess, staying inside is cool. I read an article about most men today ain't getting laid. 80% ain't getting action. I don't know. How'd they come up with the 80% thing? How do they know that? I always, how did they come up with these numbers like that? Nobody asked me about it. So how did they come up with these percentages out of thin air? Nobody ever asked me about it. Nobody ever asked anybody. No surveys came my way ever. So how do they? So these people just come up, just write articles, and they're just talking shit. They don't know. They don't know what they're really talking about. Keith, don't get caught up in them numbers. So many people run into the deal. I think they're gonna shut that shit down. Well, they're not gonna shut it down, Apple Mac, because that vacation tourism is a part of their economy. So they're not gonna shut it down. Vegas is a money pit. Of course. Big trick station. No, big trick action. Tricking, I'm definitely not doing. Me either. A lot of retired expats are going to Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the Philippines looking for women. I know a lot of people go to Vietnam. Vietnam is the top place for veterans. I know that much. And a lot of expats do go to Thailand and Cambodia and the Philippines. That's true. But I'm trying to figure out why Vietnam is the top place for veterans, retires, people that retired. What up, Garrett? Underground West. Jesse, yeah, I heard charges got dropped. I think it should have got dropped. I didn't think he should have got crazy jail time, prison time. Any dude going to visit DR gonna trick at least once. Y'all tripping. Why else would you go there? Yeah, I think
these came back from a search.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think yeah, if I'm not gonna trick off, I'm not gonna put myself in a position. So that's why I won't go. Been to Brazil, and it was a little expensive. Yeah, Brazil is expensive. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people talk about that. Brazil is expensive. If you go to a city area, it's expensive. Do you wish you were white? Nope. Never thought about it. I never thought about being anything else but black. Or wait a minute. African American. I want to go to Vietnam. I used to work with 2 cool Vietnamese chicks back in the day. Oh, yo, Apple Mac. I don't know if y'all ever talked to a Vietnamese woman before, or even a Vietnamese guy. Yo, that conversation is so smooth. It's like something about Vietnamese people when it comes to us. It's like we talk like we known each other all our lives. I've said this. I mentioned this before in the past. Yo, I'm talking every Vietnamese person I've ever met in my life. As soon as I found out they was Vietnamese, whether they was from here or Vietnam, it didn't matter. That conversation was cool, smooth. I don't know what it is. Maybe it had something to do with them. Maybe they won the war. Maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know. But they have a different mentality compared to the rest of people that stay on the continent of Asia. Talking about Trump. Man, who cares? I don't care nothing but no Trump. Southeast Asia is full of prostitutes. It's easy. Man, there's prostitutes everywhere, Garrett. You can't run from prostitutes. They're everywhere. You probably work with some women that's renegade hoeing after work on the weekends. They're everywhere. You probably work with some women that trick off from time to time. I don't got nothing against it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not paying. That's all I'm saying. I hear about Thailand and all the time, and the women are friendly. Well, the women are friendly because they're trying to get some money out of you. That's what I mean. That comes with the territory. Native Aboriginal American or more. Well, yeah, that's true. Apple Mac. I was just joking around. I was just joking around. On the east side, there's a whole. I covered after the Vietnam War back in the mid-70s. Yeah, I heard about that in New Orleans. Vietnam probably got the lady boys like Thailand. I don't know. I've never been to Vietnam, so I can't say anything about it. Women have it easy when it comes to getting laid. Looks do matter for them. I think when it comes to most women, looks matter short term, but long term, not so much. Maybe because a lot of soldiers had stayed back and had relationships with the Vietnamese women. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so, Anthony. Maybe so. What matters to women is what matters to her girlfriends. Yeah, that's true. Because if you get in a relationship with her, with a woman, her friends have to like you too. So, in most cases, if you date one woman, you're dating the friends and the family. Because that's what she thinks. That's how she's thinking. You have to fit in with her friends, and eventually you meet the family. She's thinking about how the family is gonna see you, her parents, and sister, brother, if she got them. So Yeah, women. A lot of women are thinking They think deep. You know, they thinking about. You know, that's usually how that goes. Some Vietnamese have little black in them, just like Thailand and Spain. Yeah, it depends on the generation you're talking about, Garrett. I would say because there's a lot of brothers that went back to Vietnam after the war, so they had kids. So yeah, there's a lot of that mixing over there, no doubt about it. That's just like Korea, same thing. There's a lot of there's a side of Korea um in Seoul. In Seoul, Korea, there's a part of the city in Seoul where the majority is black people. Being average doesn't get you women in this society. Uh if you're a black male, Keith, being average, um, you're not gonna go very far. That's what I would say about that, Keith. Now, if you're a white guy, Keith, and you're average, no problem. But when it comes to us, you're invisible. Well, where you live at? You live in Spain or you live in America? Yeah, man, keep preaching the game. Long Wolf Saint. You grew up in Los Angeles. But okay, Keith, check this out. When you're in Los Angeles, how do people perceive you? Do you have European features? That's what's that's where the rubber meets the road, Keith. When you're out in public, do they see you as a white guy or they see you as Hispanic in LA? I visited LA like twice. But LA has changed a lot since then. Let's ask how many times the cops pull him over. Yeah, that's a good point though. That's funny, but nope, they think you're Mexican. Okay. So what you pull a lot of Mexican girls, Keith? Because in LA, if you stay in LA and if you look Mexican, you could probably pull a lot of Mexican girls. If that's the case. Because it ain't no place like LA. Just like it ain't no place like New York. Just like it ain't no place like Chicago. Just like it ain't no place like Miami. Just like it ain't no place like Atlanta. But outside of the major cities, it's a different ball game. I don't get laid. Mexicans hate us Spaniards. Well, that's because okay, Keith. If they don't know you, if they don't know you from Spain, you can just say, "Hey, I'm fucking Mexican." They would know no difference. They only know the woman only knows what you tell her. If that's the case, Keith, he can pull all the black chicks too. In LA, yeah, he can pull all the in LA, yeah, he can pull most of them. Well, there ain't that many black people in LA anyway. So, shit. And there's a lot of that going on. Me telling me it's sleeping. Get them Mexican chicks, Holmes. I can go, okay. In LA, most Mexican chicks, it depends on where you at in LA though. Yeah, it depends on where you at. Really. A lot of Mexican chicks in LA could pass for white. Outside of LA. Really? I've seen that before. Black women treat me better. They smile at me more. Well, that don't really mean anything, Keith. If they smiling at you, what's that mean? That don't really mean much to me. They twin and was at her house with her family, and me just mingled with all the women, and her twin just came out and said, "I think I'm fine." And her mom said, "He's fine." I was baffled. But they was talking about you, Anthony. Maybe they had some plans for you. There ain't no telling. The Mexicans just let you smash, bro. Yeah, Keith, I would just play on it. I wouldn't. If they think you Mexican, I would just go along with it, Keith. I wouldn't really get into where you from and where you raised and all that stuff. Mexican girls look good, but when they get older, their bodies goes and talk on that rectangular box. Pull some Asian. Some tips. I can't tell you how to pull no Asian girls, bro. I don't know. I don't got no magic pill for you. And I don't know what type of Asian girls you're talking about exactly. All I can tell you is go get my book. It's all there. Just click on that link and go get the book. Just stay away from the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans on the East Coast. They crazy and ghetto as hell. Well, I never really ran into too many Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. They're usually up north. That's up north thing. I haven't spent a lot of time up north, so that's one reason why I haven't met a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. Not a lot of them. A few, but not a lot. So I don't have a lot of experience with those women. But I don't really see Puerto Rican women and Dominican women any different, really. I wasn't really impressed when I first met Dominican and Puerto Rican women. Really, I wasn't really impressed. A lot of these women, they don't last long. They don't got them genes, man. A lot of them don't got it. And a lot of them, when they get older, they start picking up weight. I'm like, damn. Shit. What's going on here? I don't like no big woman. Ever dated a Haitian chick? I never dated one, but I used to talk to a Haitian chick. Here in Charlotte, where I live. Even white people treat me different because of my name. Of course, Keith, they're gonna treat you different. But that doesn't. Hey, but Keith, check this out. Because of your background, that's because you told them, Keith. If you tell them you from Spain is in Europe, Keith. You told them where you were from. That's why they treat you different. But hey, Keith, you're still white in America. You know that, right? Well, let's be clear. Don't play that. Don't play dumb on us. You're still classified as white, Keith. Spain is in Europe. So that's why the white people treat you like that. Because they know where you're from. You're classified as white, Keith. Hey, bro, why don't you post your live streams? I do post them. Oh, women in Charlotte. Women in Charlotte, okay, man. I don't have no complaints. It's pretty much the same as I was when I left. Pretty much. Puerto Ricans are cool. They just black. They speak a different language. Yeah, my ex-fiance was Bahamian and Candy looks. That's crazy. I'd say I'm not. Man, they'll tell you anything, Keith. But if you come from Spain, Spain is in Europe. I tell you what, Keith. Talk to any white person here in America, any Caucasian person here in America that went to Spain, and ask them what their experiences in Spain was like. I guarantee you they're not going to have a lot of good stuff to say about how the vacation was in Spain. That's how you're going to know the real deal. Because in Spain, see, when a lot of Caucasian people go to Spain, they don't kiss their ass over there. They'll say, "Oh, they're rude over there." They're not rude. You don't got no. They deal with you on an individual basis over there. They don't kiss your ass just because you from America and you're a white person. They don't play that over there in Spain. Just ask any white person that went there. They're gonna tell you that they had some problems about about the visit over there. Every white person I've talked to have said that. Every last one. They don't. They yeah. They don't have much good stuff to say about visiting Spain. We thought about our combo, and I did the math, and I think it's cheaper to pay up front. Okay, in real life, okay. Look, I'm not telling you what you should do in real life. You can pay up front for the cooch all you want. I'm saying I'm not doing it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, they don't like Americans over there. It depends on who you are, Keith, when it comes to being American. I've talked to black people that went over there. They had no problems. They actually love it over there in Spain. Yeah, jealous. That's all it is. Don't listen to them. Be proud to be from Spain. At least you have a real identity. Unless you're Tom Cruise. Well, he's an entertainer. That's different. Of course, they're gonna like the entertainers. Walter Payton in the house. Of course, they're gonna like the entertainers. Who, you know, that comes with territory. Entertainers always get love. You know. So hey, like the video. And if you like this video, check out my Patreon. Check out my Patreon, man. On my Patreon, man, that's when things really get real. On my Patreon. Things really get real on my Patreon, man. I got a new series called Street Persuasion that I'm doing on my Patreon. It's all about persuasion and communication with women. A lot of people seem to like it. I've done 2 videos already. I'm about to drop the 3rd video this week. So get on there, man. It's fire, man. It's fire. Fire. Street Persuasion, Volume 1. Would you buy a chick you've been smashing for a while a birthday gift? Yeah, I've done that before. But it depends on Bravo. If it depends on the dynamics of the relationship. If she's just a booty call, meaning that if she come over and smash, or I go over to her house and smash, and we don't hang out, we don't go out in public anywhere, I probably wouldn't buy the birthday gift. But if we spend time under the same roof and outside in public, I would buy the gift then. I probably would. It just depends on the dynamics of the relationship. Sometimes a lot of guys mess up, and I've done this too. I've made this mistake too. Because sometimes a woman might want to just have sex, and then a guy might say, over a long period of time, weeks, months, a guy might say, hey, why don't you meet me at the restaurant? And now the woman is confused because she don't want to go to no restaurant. She just want to have sex once she come around you. So now you're throwing the dynamic off. You're throwing the vibe off. So I made that mistake in the past. Now, a lot of guys make that mistake because you start catching feelings. That thing gets so good, you be like, oh man, I want to get to know her better now. I have a problem with money, still living at home, and my money ain't right. Can't escape the chaos. Well, if you're living at home, work on your money situation. How often are you on Patreon? I'm on Patreon at least twice a week. I want to go to London. I love that accent. Okay. Don't want to throw a wrench in the game. Exactly. It's like if it's going in one direction, and keep it there, basically. If it's been consistently that way for a long period of time, just let it flow. Let it flow. A lot of guys have made that mistake, including myself. I made that mistake. I think every guy has made that mistake at some point. And the funny thing, some of these women ended up being married. I didn't even know they were married. I'm like, damn, yo, I wish I would have known that. It's crazy, man. This is why I say women, they do the choosing, but men make the final decision. So if you ain't down with that, whatever she has to offer, you can say no. You can always say no. You're the man. You can always say no. You're the man. You're the prize. It is what it is. You're the prize. I know you might think the woman's the prize. No. That's part of the problem. Guys put the woman on the pedestal when it comes to everything. And even when you put her on the pedestal, what has she done to deserve to be on the pedestal? What has she done? In most cases, she hadn't done anything. Married women don't want to just have sex. They want an affair with love and all that. No, I think most married women, if they still married in most cases, and if the bills is being paid, in most cases they don't want to break that up. They don't want to leave the marriage. They don't want to. They want the bills to be paid. So in most cases, when they slide out, they want sex. They don't really want love. They don't really want to make love. They just want good sex. In most cases, they don't want to break up the household, break up the marriage. They just want good sex. In most cases, that's been my experience. Production did a video about saying no to women. I am retired now and I want to get out of the comfort zone of America and live in another country. I was thinking about Asia, just thinking of that maybe my pension will go further. Hey, Leonard, I know some guys that live in Thailand. And you can stay in Thailand pretty cheap. Vietnam, you can stay in Vietnam pretty cheap. That's about all I know. These other places I haven't been, so there's a lot of places in Asia I haven't visited. So that's all I know. Vietnam and Thailand, you can stay pretty cheap. Because I have people that live there that I know. Yeah, I haven't been there, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe Cambodia too. There's a lot of women being deprived of good sex. Yeah, that's true, Anthony. There's a lot of them, boy. But see that a lot of that has to do with women too. A lot of women chose to take the route of having the good provider. So they sacrifice their sexuality over having a good provider. What about Indonesia? I don't know much about Indonesia, to be honest. So I don't know anything. I don't know anyone that live in Indonesia. I don't know anyone that visited there either. Don't you like Japan anymore? Japan's expensive, bro. Japan's expensive. Living in Japan is like living in New York, especially if you live in Tokyo. Japan's expensive, bro. It's even expensive in the small towns. It's expensive. Yeah, Japan's a very hard place to live, man. I'm telling you, very expensive. I know a lot of people that live in Japan, but it's expensive as shit, boy. It really is. And everything's small. So if you're a tall person like me, oh boy, everything is small. So I'm 6'2", right? Everything. So I'm a tall guy. So there's certain places I have to put my head and bow my head to get in, and it's like you can't shop. You it's hard to find clothes. You got to go on. You got to know somebody on base, or you got to get your clothes offline, or you got to pay extra. So it's a very expensive place to live, man. And it's not very convenient. I mean, they're getting better, but you're gonna have to pay for that shit. You have to pay extra. As long as you got the money to pay extra, hey, no problem. If you got the money, you can buy anything you want over there. But you're gonna be paying, boy. If you're paying for sneakers, if it costs $150 in America, it's $300 at least in Japan. I remember when I was in Japan and the new Jordans came out. And I think over here they said it was like $250 with the box. In Japan, that thing was $500. $500 in Japan. Minimum $500. For real, for real. You pay for lights, you pay for everything. Utilities, all that shit. I'm 5'9", 6'2", you both. Stop picking up shit with 2 fingers. Crazy. If I'm in a relationship and the only thing the woman has to offer is sex, which is often she becomes unattractive, and that's a problem. Yeah, if a woman, if a woman has to bring more to the table than just sex, and P.S. and by the way, a lot of women will try to pull that card too. They'll try to act like they try to use the P card on you. It's like the best thing they got to offer is sex. That's like the only card that they got. A lot of women will try that, but don't accept that. I've met a lot of women that tried that. They tried to. I met one woman tried to turn me into a trick. It's like, what? Come on, please. Yeah, so you gotta watch that. And a lot of women will. Y'all might start off one way, and after about 2 months, or maybe longer, she'll try to change the relationship into something else. You got to be careful when it comes to that too. Yeah, a lot of women try to turn you out. They'll try to turn you into a trick. They'll, they'll try to change the direction of the relationship. They'll throw a monkey wrench in the relationship, and you be looking like, "Hey, what's up with that?" But you can say no. I ain't down with that. And then she probably won't do it again. Now, if she do it again, cut her off. Because if she do it the second time, she's being disrespectful. Because you told her the first time you went down with that. So if she do it the second time, she's just being disrespectful. Just like I give you an example. I remember like one time I was talking to this woman for like, I'd say about a little over a year. And we used to meet up at a bar and grill, usually Fridays. Have a drink or two, and go back to my house and smash. We did that a few times, but most of the time she used to just come over and smash. So she used to work all night. She used to work a 12-hour shift, go home, take a shower, freshen up, get dressed, and come to my house at, let's say, 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. Smash for like an hour or two. Then she leaves. I take a shower, and I had to be to work at 3, right? Now we did that routine for like almost a year, right? Then all of a sudden one day she calls me and say, "Hey, I need a job." I'm like, "What happened to your job? You got fired or something?" And she was like, "Nah, I need my hair fixed." I'm like, "What?" So what she was trying to say is she wanted me to give her the money to get her hair fixed. So I'm like, no, I can't help you. So stuff like that, you got to be careful. Now, if I would have gave her the money to get her hair fixed, she would have came over probably the next day, or maybe later on that day, or later on that night, and we'd smash. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful with that. Just like I give you another example. This is a different woman. I known her for like, I don't know, probably 6 months. And we hung out a couple times or whatever, and one day she called me and she said she was at a computer store, right? Slayton Computers. That's located here in the city, Slayton. So I said, "Oh, that's cool, whatever." She said, "Oh, I'm looking at this computer and I like it." And she said, "Hold on, I'm gonna put you on the phone with the sales rep." So she put me on the phone with the sales rep. He's telling me all about the features of the computer and everything. And I said, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And she gave her the phone back, and she kept going on and on or whatever. So she wanted me to buy the computer for her. Yeah. I was supposed to volunteer to buy her the computer. But I didn't do it. And when I didn't do that, she cut me off. She cut me off. Now, if I would have paid for the computer, oh, she'd have came over that night. I'd have still been hitting that. Do you have any plans on ever settling? On a scale from 1 to 10, what number would you settle with? I did settle, Anthony. I did settle. But you mean settle as far as my mentality? No, I'm not. I'm gonna be the way I am now forever. As far as my mentality, if that's what you mean. But if you're talking about being married or married, I did get married a long time ago. They'll bleach all your clothes. Nah, I never had no woman try me like that. How many have you smashed total? I don't know, Keith. I stopped counting. You gotta put your foot down. These chicks they actually like the shit. You gotta not care about losing these shit. Yeah, you have to have the abundance mentality. No doubt about it. You know, anybody's replaceable in my book. How many times had you smashed? I don't know. I don't be keeping count. You know, I ain't buying no computer. I didn't. If I would have bought the computer, I'd have still been hitting that. She cut me off. I'm talking like I didn't see her again until 4 months later. And that's when I found out she was married. So I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't get no computer. I'm really glad I didn't got no computer. And I'm really glad I didn't get too close to you, being that you were married. Heck with that. Some of these women will set you up for the kill and leave you looking like a fool if you ain't careful. Yeah. You can't believe anything a lot of these women say until proven otherwise. Long Wolf Saint. I don't be listening to a lot of. It's hard for me to take the average woman serious today. I don't. I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. How many times did you smash the computer chick? Oh man, I don't even know, bro. A lot of times. I smashed her a lot of times. As a matter of fact, I could still smash her to this day if I'd see her. But she lived somewhere in Kentucky, somewhere in the mountains, a boondock somewhere. I still smash her today if I see her. She ain't got it the way she used to have it though. She don't look as well as she used to look. She followed me on Instagram. She on Instagram quoting scriptures. I'm like, oh yeah, time done caught up with you. All that dirt you done did done caught up with you now. You done. You through. You're finished. She not getting them looks. Not get the attention she used to get in the past. What's your opinion on a man who can't get laid today? I'm fascinated. I'm shocked when guys tell me they can't get laid. Man, women are giving the cooch away like hotcakes out here. How come you can't get laid? I don't understand that, Keith. You probably thought you owed her. Well, she did thought I owed her because she thought that she put the cooch on the pedestal. So that she pulled that card, and I don't play that game. You ain't the only woman out here. Yeah, all that dirt she done did, now she don't look the same. Her daughter, you know what? Her daughter looked better than her. Her daughter looked better than her. Now, that really bothers her, I think. A friend of mine was like recently divorced, and he said the next time he meets a woman, she will have to bring something to the table because the one that he was married to wasn't paying nothing and working. Well, that's his fault. He put up with that. Now he gonna take all that baggage and put it on the other women. He tolerated that while he was married to that woman. Most women just want 20% top men. Most women want the guys that they can't get. That's how that usually works. That's why a lot of them end up settling because they can't get the guy that they want. Most women want the top guys, but they can't get them. A lot of women don't want to compete, and they just don't know how to go about doing it. And most of the women, they don't have the looks, they don't have the personality, and they can't get into those circles where the top guys dwell. So most of the women you get with, Keith, you're not going to be first. You're going to be their second pick. That's everybody. That's just what it is. So I'm trying to get back out there after the kids turn 18 and leave the house. Yeah, a lot of these women, Gary, they have like a midlife crisis. You know, they want to when the kids turn 18 and older, they think they got like a second. It's like a new beginning. They think they got. In reality, they don't. That's how they think. Yeah, they like Jesus. They start quoting scriptures. They finish. You know, a woman. Look, the average woman. Once they hit, I'm not gonna. It's not necessarily a. If a woman's 50, it's pretty much downhill for her. Now, if she's attractive, okay, she might be alright. But if she's 50 plus and she ain't took care of herself, she's overweight, it's downhill for her. And some women don't even make it to 50. Some women hit 40s. They're done. They're done. That's why the worst thing that could happen for a woman is to get divorced in the 40s and 50s. She done. If she don't look halfway decent, overweight, she's all wrinkled up because she, didn't take care of herself, too much drinking, smoking, partying. She finished. And she married, she's finished. That's the worst thing that could happen to a woman. She's finished. Ain't too many guys gonna be getting at her, a 45 or 50-year-old woman that overweight, plus she ain't attractive. Not too many guys. It's some, but not too many. Not on the level she would like, anyway. That's how that is. Because think about it. Even at my age, why would I spend a lot of time around a 50-year-old woman, 50, 55-year-old woman? What for? If she looked halfway decent, there's only one thing we can do. can't do nothing else. It's only one thing. Smash. That's it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time around her. What for? She's downhill. She's going downhill. I'm going uphill. It is what it is. And chicks start talking that us women have skills to help. Most women don't have the skills to keep a top man. They don't. I mean, a lot of the women are delusional too. Because a lot of women think that the top guys is gonna be faithful to them. They think they're gonna lock them down. I'm like, no, you're not. You're not gonna lock the top guy down. No, you're not going to. Even the top women that get with the top guys can't lock them down. So what makes you think that you can do it? So you're delusional. Because when you get with the top guys, they're going to cheat. And women that get with them, they know what they signed up for. So a lot of these women are delusional. See, you have to realize that the higher you get status, just as a man, you're going to have different experiences than most of the other guys. Same as women, same thing. And see, a lot of women don't understand that when they get with these other guys, the top guys. That's what happens when they want to be a whore. Nah, it's much bigger than that, though, Manuel. It's much, much deeper than that. She got you sharp. Save her like your girl saved Denzel and More Better Blues. I'm not saving nobody. Save themselves. You can't save nobody. You can't save nobody from themselves. You know, all women think that their stuff is gold. Yeah. Wendy Williams. I think Wendy Williams she looked like a drug addict. She looked like a drug addict to me. I said that the first time I seen her. When she started doing that show, she looked like a drug addict. Yeah. So yeah, it's downhill for her too. It's downhill for her too. I don't know, is she still married or they getting a divorce or what? But whatever the case is, I know the guy got another woman, another family, kid and everything. So she's finished. Nobody's gonna talk to Wendy Williams. Who's gonna talk to her? Who's gonna date her? She might be lucky if somebody smash. She might be lucky if somebody smash. Nobody gonna date her because she has such a bad reputation, putting people on blast and all this nonsense. So yeah, she's a good example of that, Anthony. Yeah, she's finished. I mean, that's the worst thing that could happen to a woman in the 40s and 50s. She got divorced. Now, see, the funny thing is though, a lot of women that get divorced, they feel empowered because they think that they'll be better off. Look like Herman the Monster. Yeah, the funny thing is a lot of these women that get divorced, They think they'll be better off without the man because he's so horrible and everything. But what usually happens is the guy that they divorce usually end up getting with another woman, and he's doing 10x. He's like in a different vibration. He's way better than he was with that first woman he was married to. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen this happen? A guy gets married the first time, it's horrible. It ends up horrible. And the woman basically destroyed his life, ruined his life. That same guy, the woman is talking about like he's so horrible and he's an awful husband and this and that. We heard this before. We seen this. And she puts in for divorce. And he moves on. He gets with another woman. He's doing way better. He's smiling. He's like a different man, different person. You can't believe it. You ain't never seen him like this since high school or college. And that same woman, look at her. She's look all rough, fat, sloppy, miserable. She ain't been the same since she left, since she got a divorce from that man. She's still struggling around here. How many times have we seen this? I've seen it pan out many times. So you know who was taking care of who in that first marriage. You know who was really holding it down. A lot of these celebrities are transgendered males and females. How do you know that? Manuel, how do you know that? I know a lot of them are gay, but how do you know they're transgenders? Yo, man, I've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Holy smokes. Woo-hoo. I definitely didn't mean to stay on this long. Man, it's crazy. But hey, man, I'm about to blow. If you look closely at them, you can see a lot of the women have Adam apples. I've never seen any of these people in person, so it's really hard to say over camera. So hey, if you like the video, share it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my Patreon. You know, any questions, concern, leave it below this video. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.